Welcome to the Big Stan and Pack show with the wild card. Tonight, we're going to talk about wrestling, and it's going to be on this 3 live stream channel right here of mine. But I do want to send it over to the man, the first ever Southwest Pro Wrestling Texarkana champion, Big Stan Harris.
Oh, yeah. Or should I say, oh, yeah. That's right. Tonight, here on the 3 live stream, we have a very special recap edition for none other than the one and the only Macho Man, Randy Savage. So strap on your seatbelts real tight because we're about to go for a ride, baby. Yeah. Oh, my bad. Wild card. Take it away, brother. Wild card. Wild card.
Where he at, man? Where you go? Hey, what? Hold on a second.
Card.
Man, what is he off in fucking Miami again, messing around? You know how he likes to do it. Oh,
Wildcard here. Let me give you guys out there in TV land who are all watching this a scenario. You, your friends, it's Sunday nights. Y'all are all sitting on your couch and all your friends are looking at you because you're the host. You haven't provided any entertainment and everyone's bored out of their mind, baby. Nothing to do. Well, let the wild card tell you what there is to do on Sunday nights. You download the A&E app. It doesn't matter what device it's on, as long as you watch the WWE documentaries that are on the A&E app. And then, after that, what do? On Monday nights, you come on over to 3 live stream, baby, and you join me, the wild card, my main man, the Pack Attack, and the world heavyweight champion, the big man, Stan Harris, baby. And just sit down and shut up as you watch us give our thoughts about what we saw in those documentaries. And then head over to 3 Live. Hey, hold on. You ain't supposed to be here. No, man, I already told you. I told you already, man. I told you you're not supposed to be here. Now get out. Hey, somebody get him out of here. Somebody get him out now.
bro, the fuck just happened?
I don't know. Wild card. Wild card.
Who attacked him? Somebody attacked him or shit, man.
Yeah, man. Somebody just put the boots to him.
Ooh. Well, I'll tell you what. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can get him on the phone, find what's going on.
Well, yeah, because I was getting a call, and that's why I was distracted. I couldn't just pass it over to him right off because it was his number.
Well, I don't know what's going on, but I'll tell you this. Anybody that messes with the crew, they want to turn up the wild card, I'll stick my man Big Stan on him. If Big Stan ain't around, I'll take care of it myself, boy. And you know what?
All the way, baby. All the way.
Wild card likes to get a little crazy from time to time. Big Stan.
We got to find out what's going on with the card, baby. We got to find out what's going on with the wild card, man.
Yeah,
I mean, we got a show to do right now, but we've got to find out what is going down with the wild card. We got to do it ASAP. Call up Marcos. Call up Pop the Trunk. Call up DJ ACDC. Call up Bo. Call up Danny D. Call them all up. We got to put an APB out for the wild card right here, right now.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you what, I thought maybe he ditched us out in Miami on one of his extravagant fucking vacations and shit. But I tell you what, he likes to get a little hyped up. He's called Big Stan is the 3 Live Stream heavyweight champion, baby. He's our king, boy. He is our champ, the people's champ. But we all know that he is the first ever Texarkana wrestling champion for the Southwest Pro Wrestling.
Right there, baby.
Right there. Let me get a shot of that gold.
That's it. All day long, right there, baby. That's right. This is the most coveted prize right here, Daddy. Right here, right now. For the most prestigious wrestling promotion throughout the entire Southwest region, Southwest Pro Wrestling. That's right, baby. One time for your mind.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And with that being said, it's time to roll the fucking tape. All right, man. So Big Stan already shouted some people out, but I want to make sure we get it covered again. M3 Reviews. What's up, Marcos? Man, what you benching tonight, boy? Or you lay inside at home nursing one? Come on. We got DJ CDC. Boy, what's happening, man? Brick Roll. Hey, Brick Roll. I still need that tasty jam laid down, sir. Memo 224. What's up, man? We got Oracle of Dreams in the house. Welcome in. Glad to see you here. Well, we're going to go ahead and start the show. We're going to cover the biography for Macho Man. And Macho Man is one of them, to me, he's one of them old school wrestlers. Not super old school, but he comes from the time when I just kind of started watching. In the mid 80s, you know what I'm saying? When I was jumping off the couch and I was doing whatever and getting my ass beat because I was jumping on the couches, man, you know? But hold on a second. Treymatic does, boy, what is happening, man? Hey. Woo! Yeah! Treymatic, boy. Hey, you don't know Treymatic? Check him out on IG.
Treymatic, what it is, baby.
That's right. Awesome guy. Awesome guy.
Right
so
on.
They kind of started off with his history of his sports. He was real good at baseball. Played for some minors. I think they had said that he had made some. The way they thought was like he made the majors, but he was trying out for them. He got injured, and they were talking about how he was a pretty gifted athlete. He was a switch hitter, a switch pitcher, but that didn't pan out. And I guess his dad's a real famous wrestler, the Puffo family. And when that went belly up, he said, "To hell with baseball. I'm gonna go ahead and see what my dad can tell me about wrestling."
Right.
And the Puffos made that. We all know they keep talking about territories. Early on, before they merged, all the wrestling was in territories.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So the Puffos made their own, the ICW, the Intercontinental Championship Wrestling Division, early on, where they kind of started some beef with Jerry the King Lawler. Back then it was cross country, it was cross territories, so it was impossible for the two to actually, duel. So, I guess they went. ICW went belly up because they said in the documentary that they ran out of money. And I guess that's when he joined the Memphis Wrestling. If anybody knows Jerry the King Lawler, it's from Memphis. He's up in Memphis.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But then it takes us to kind of After that, WWE was merging all people from the territories and bringing them in so it could be on national. And that's when he comes in. And let's see, I think 83 is when he joined the Memphis squad, and he debuted in the WWE in 85, is what it said.
Yeah.
That's when he really got some heat. He was really picking up some heat with him and the Elizabeth angle.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah, definitely. That was definitely the beginning of his claim to fame, so to speak, in the professional wrestling ranks.
yeah, they had covered that. I remember watching it, and I didn't really like him. I didn't like how they were doing that. It was like, he was really kind of the character on the show was, kind of controlling of her. So it made him a heel, solid heel. He was getting some heat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was very edgy, for that time period especially. He was the first one that I could remember that was really pouring it on thick, as far as the aggressiveness, especially towards at the time his valet / manager, Miss Elizabeth, which went on to actually be his real life, with his wife in real life, put it that way. I mean, it was authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that we seen on camera eventually came out to be an actual shoot, so to speak. So
Yeah.
it was legit for the most part, either way. I mean, the whole Macho Man persona and everything pretty much eventually turned out to be authentic.
Yeah. Trey Matic, we don't know what the fuck happened to Wild Card, bro. If you missed the intro, man, we're as confused as you are, man. So if you missed that, go check that out, man. I tried to give him a call. We ain't heard nothing from him. So
Yeah, I just tried to hit him up too.
Yeah. I will tell you this though. You come at one of my boys, it's on.
I tried to hit him up while we were here on the air, to try to see if we could get him on speakerphone or something. You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't right. This ain't what's happening right here. And it's not like the wild card. So I mean, it's really got me aggravated right now, to be honest. But I know we got a show to do, so
we are consummate
professionals. For now.
We are consummate professionals. We will roll on. Yeah. I got a call demanding a ransom for wild card. Hey, fill us in, man. Let us know what's happening, Oracle of Dreams. Let us know, boy. Yeah, but they had actually gotten married. I think in the documentary they said 84, so it was before he'd actually went into WWE.
Okay.
And yeah,
you're right. I always get that mixed up because they did the kayfabe marriage later on.
Yeah, that was the what the hell they call it, the
match made in heaven.
Yes, I always forget that, but yeah, that's what they deemed it as.
Yes.
But that's when they went into WrestleMania 3, and we might spend a little bit of time on WrestleMania 3. What do you remember a lot about the WrestleMania 3 just off the top of your head before you even watched the show?
Oh, bro, it's one of those things that's automatically, it's rent free in the back of my mind. Put it like that. It was the absolute biggest wrestling event ever at the time.
Yeah. Him and Ricky, man, I love Ricky, boy. Ricky the Steamboat, man.
And with that said, his match with Ricky Steamboat definitely helped to solidify that event as being one of the best of all time, even still to this day. I mean, their match could very easily be up there, or could be looked at as the highlight match of the show. Although nothing can be taken away from Hogan versus Andre and everything like in that respect, but that is definitely the one match that sticks out of my head besides Hogan versus Andre. And the reason being for me saying that is because they put more emphasis, of course, on promoting Hogan versus Andre, but still, Steamboat versus Savage, the entire match and the work ethic that went into that match, it still speaks volumes to this day.
Yeah, I just mess around. I always say that. I'm like Ricky the Steamboat. It's Ricky the Dragon. I always say Ricky the Steamboat just to mess around because when I was a kid, I'm like, dude, this guy he's like the dragon, boy, but he's like a steamboat too. He's smooth. He is smooth.
You like me, man. You know how to put that remix spin on something and make it sound cool. No matter how you go about it, you're gonna make it sound good. You're gonna make it saucy. You know what I'm saying?
You know what that is? Hey, McDJ, Oracle of Dreams, Treymatic does. Anybody, M3. You know what that is? That's a sauce. We put
it's all about the sauce, baby. It's all about the sauce.
And then you know what? We cook them up, boy. We cook them up. Yeah.
It's like there is no way that you can be the boss if you ain't got the sauce, baby.
Yes.
You feel me?
I got to give me a mic for this show. Pow! But okay, what we got here? We're going to take a little comment from the peeps. My favorite DJ says, go ahead. My favorite promos was the wrestling match against Ricky the Steamboat, the rises to the top with coffee cream interview with Mean Gene Okerlund, and when him and Hulk Hogan first teamed up. Yeah, that's all good stuff, McDJ. We see you, bro, for sure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a time period right there, man. Coming off of George Animal Steel to Steamboat to Hogan, all was like the key elements, to solidifying the Macho Man's character in the WWF at the time.
Man, I tell you what, though, I can listen to you talk about wrestling. So sometimes I gotta wait a little bit, make sure you're doing, man. But they had gone on after that, and they had talked about how Vince, after that whole match, they went into how him and Ricky, they choreographed the whole thing, and they had talked about they had put it on a pad. It's not pad like that, legal notepad, and they had all 167 moves memorized, and they would quiz each other.
Wow.
It was crazy, dude. Crazy. After that, they kind of went into where Vince turned him into commentating because Vince thought he was done. That was after he switched managers. He had switched from Elizabeth to the Queen.
Yeah, Sherry Martel.
Bingo, right there. So
Sherry.
She got on the mic with some vengeance, bro. Woo. She had some good mic skills. And that kind of thing blew up, and she turned on him for the whole angle and that deal, and Vince put him on as a commentator. And like they were saying on the show, it's hard to listen to. I'm not going to do the voice. I said I'm not going to do the voice during the show because on the documentary they say they have to do the voice. I'm not doing the voice. But it's hard to hear that voice for 2 hours commentating. But he still felt like he had some life to go. And they had said that, you remember the whole when he joined the WCW?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't tell anybody, and they were looking for him before the match, so Vince could go over the itinerary with him, and they don't know where he's at. And he's like, "Hey, he's on TV," and that's when he was cutting the promo for WCW.
Right.
That was a time when a lot of the big names started jumping.
Right.
For sure. Because for a while, Raw wasn't getting over. Nitro was kicking it.
Yeah, with his transition over to WCW, it really signaled a change. You know what I'm saying? A change in the wind, so to speak. And I didn't realize how serious things were going to get in WCW at that particular time, but I knew it was serious enough to take WCW more seriously as a commodity because, you know, now you've got these names like Hogan and Savage crossing over, you know, so now, of course, you're going to start trying to watch more WCW. Because, you know, in your mind at the time, you're thinking, okay, yeah, these guys are supposed to be done, you know, and we had watched them long enough on World Wrestling Federation programming to feel like, okay, well, now that they've got them in these other roles, well, of course, well, Hogan had already left, you know, early on, but once Savage left and he was a commentator, but then he goes back to wrestling, you know, it just you know, makes you wonder a little bit, like, well, man, what was the deal? You know what I'm saying with WWF? But lo and behold, things started taking a change, you know, in WCW that ended up leading to the Monday Night Wars because of guys like Hogan and Savage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like McDJ ACDC says right here, in my opinion, Stone Cold, DX, and The Rock saved WWF. When superstars left for WCW. Yep, that was a little bit while later, but yeah, they were getting their ass kicked pretty good, man. I mean, they had a show. They were putting on a show, a visual show. You had the Nitro Girls. They were turning Hogan. It was Hollywood Hogan. And a lot of people, some people were the opinion they like the old school Hogan more. I liked Hollywood Hogan too. I thought it was a great spin. I liked it. It was pretty good for myself.
Hollywood Hogan gave Hogan new life, you know, and it was an unexpected turn. And I don't know how many people probably remember this, but they had kind of experimented with Hogan as being a bad guy maybe a year or so before the actual Hollywood Hogan thing had happened. I want to say this is when Hogan and Sting, you know, had their first actual run, you know, against each other, whatever. But when it actually fully culminated in the Hollywood Hogan, that was a big deal for WCW, let alone the wrestling industry altogether. And it just put new life into not only Hogan, but a lot of other guys, you know, just for instance, Scott Steiner, Buff Bagwell, Scott Norton, just, you know, obscure names, you know, that were good, but it upgraded a lot of guys, you know what I'm saying, that already had potential and they were in need of that transition right along with Hogan and Savage and Nash, Hall, all the rest of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. That's just my opinion, but I don't think we'd have got that good ass content from the Attitude Era from WWE if that shit wouldn't have happened.
Not at all. I mean, because it had become a competition to where it was all about survival. It was all about broadcast survival. You had to be able to stay on TV in order to make it. You know what I'm saying? And WCW was applying that pressure, man. They was applying the pressure so to the point to where, hey, it was do or die for WWF. But the cool thing about it is, if you think about it, okay, you had some guys like Triple H and Stone Cold that went to WWF from WCW, made a bigger name for themselves, while on the other hand, you had the DiBiases, the Hogans, the Bret Harts, and the Macho Mans, and all of them that went to WCW, and it flipped the game for them in a way. You know what I'm saying? So it was actually an even exchange if you look at it.
Yeah, I still find myself to this day wishing that somebody could could put that competition to him. I know AEW's out there, and I ain't got in. I started watching a little bit, but I ain't got into it. But oh, hey, what's up? Hey, Curtis Schultz in the house. What up, Curtis?
Right on, Mac D. I just caught your comment. Right on, brother. And yeah, Curtis Schultz, what's happening, baby? What's happening to everybody out there that's in the comments that's kicking it with us? Everybody's kicking it with us in the comment section. What up and what's happening?
That's right, because hey, this shit gonna finally get rolling on through the year, and you're gonna go on over to Big Stan Harris's live channel and get some wrestling content there too, bro. It's gonna be all over because we don't sleep. We don't fucking sleep.
Nah,
We go 24.
Sleep. We don't know what that is, baby. Not around here. We don't know what that is.
Well, so yeah, I find competition is freaking a two-sided coin. You need it, and it can get really aggressive while it's going on, but it usually makes for a better product, whatever that may be.
I agree. As long as the competition can remain friendly, you know what I'm saying? I'm not against competition when it's friendly. I don't like once it gets too personal and it gets to the point to where, you know, one of the sides goes about doing something you know, that takes it below the belt, or just is willing to do whatever it takes, you know, to come out on top. That's not my style. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna endorse backstabbing or anything like that. You know, just undercutting or anything of that nature. That's not my style. But I know that in competition, depending on what's at stake and what's going on, I know a lot of times things can go to that level.
Yeah. Well, that's why you the people's heavyweight champion, when you come into 3 Live stream, you know what? And it's gonna spread around the community, boy. Spread around the community.
Speaking of that, that was one of the things during the Monday Night Wars. You know, they had got to where, you know, that's the one thing about WCW. Like once they realized Nitro was being pre-recorded, they put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Like they would give Monday Night Raw show away, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was all those types of things, you know, that played a part in the Monday Night War. But at the end of the day, you know, I feel like that's a part of WCW's demise. You know, as good of a product as they had, those type of tactics right there didn't have to be they didn't have to be used, you know, for the situation, because they were already in the driver's seat.
Well, I think that's some way what may lead up to the demise of them. And we're getting a little bit off topic. We'll get back on. I'm on record. I've said it in the previous show. I'm not a Bischoff fan. Okay, this is one of the tactics that he was using that probably led to his demise. Like you're saying, Big Stan, there's a way to conduct business, and there's a way not to conduct business. So the next, go ahead.
No, you good.
The next segment they went into is when he got Gorgeous George. He linked up with Gorgeous George. We're gonna do a little Pac tell story time right now. So
Come on with it.
What?
Come on with it. Come on with that story time, Pac Daddy.
Okay, story time, fellas. So they started in the era of '99. That's when they said Savage met Gorgeous George, and I had moved down when they say Tampa, they're talking about Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater area. It's all one big zone. You go across the bay, you got the St. Pete, you got the Clearwater Beach. All right. In '99, he goes there, he meets her. Well, I lived in that area and I moved there in the late 90s and was there for 18 years. And they talk about how Tampa is just like a white trash Miami and it's party town. Dude, they're not fucking lying. I'm not lying to you at all when they say that shit that they're saying. I moved down there. I was wild when I was young, but kind of leveled out. When I moved down there, shit went to a whole new level, dude. Way up. Like I have to when they talked about on this to where Hogan says something about, you gotta watch the chemicals in your mind and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta walk that tightrope, man. It was a life down there. It was not long after I moved there. Like I said, I was partying. When I mean partying, I'm talking about the kind of partying they're talking about on the show. So
Right, getting down.
that place, you didn't never have to go searching for anything, dude. And I'm talking about this to let everybody know that when they watch it, they are not lying. That shit came to you. That
Wow.
shit came to you. Yeah. I'll go see it. And the next thing you know, you're in this whole lifestyle. I'm working anywhere from 10 and a half to 14-hour days wrenching. I'm tired as fuck. I don't want to stop. I'll work there like half a year, 8 months. And I'm like, I live here in Florida. I can't do none of this shit. So then some of my homies that I met there, they started introducing me to stuff. Well, let me tell you, you go home, you don't want to stop. You keep going and keep doing this cycle over and over and over. And it gets you right here. And your mind starts telling you better start doing something to fix me and take care of me, or I'm going to fuck you over. I'm going to let you know you better stop. And a lot of them wrestlers, man, they have to go. They're on the road. They're doing that shit, and it's hard. And you reach out to certain things that, to get you by, and it ain't always the best. But they're no lie. Like the first, what was it? Like I saw wrestlers there all the time. Like I think I was there for maybe 3 months, and I was leaving work one day, and I saw a Lincoln Navigator, and the Lincoln Navigator was the Big Show and X-Pac. And I mean, you saw Savage, you saw Hogan, you saw China. All the crew was down there, man. It was wild, and they didn't care if you seen them; they was going, man.
Right.
But it was wild down there, man. I'm like, I'm glad I'm not there anymore because I'm older and I got time for that shit.
Right.
Live and learn.
Let me take a second. Let me take a second to go ahead and recognize my man Marcos, aka M3 Reviews. It's in the building right about now, and the one and the only Kato Collection. What's happening?
Let me say it again if you missed it. Marcos from M3 Reviews and Kato. Hey, let me give a shout out to Kato, man. Kato helps me with a lot of freaking tech. I can ask that dude questions, and he's got my back, man. Appreciate that. So they started talking about that, and he linked up with Gorgeous George, and like there was a big age difference there, but it kind of pumps new life into his career because like they were saying, you take Elizabeth out and you plug her in,
Right.
and she was kind of talking about how some of it went, and long story short, she was in the house doing cleaning one time, and she went in the closet, and there was it looked like a fuse box cover, and she popped it open, and there was a bunch of monitors, and she's like, "Oh, that looks like my house." So he was taping her house, and that's how that shit. Yeah, that's how that shit blew up, man. But she had said in there, because Ricky Steamboat said, I don't know if he was using steroids. If I had to guess, I would say yes, but he said I've been wrong before. She just went in all out and said yes, he was on steroids. I would go to this place, I would sit downstairs, he would go upstairs, his dad would take care of it for him, and they would leave. So they had kind of talked about how when he was getting older, he just didn't want to get old, and he was reverting a lot to that. And that's how it goes, man. It's not easy getting old, but you got to do it.
And I think about the difference between myself and how a lot of the guys that have been in the business, that started in the business, way back, leading. I mean, even the ones that's probably been in the business the last 10, 20 years, it takes them a while before they get introduced to just real life, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like they're living real life on another spectrum, but as far as the things that make you humble and just kind of have you considered to be like a grounded type of individual, these guys are nothing but in front of a camera, or they barely ever have any privacy. They're always around the business, so to speak. They're always around the entertainment factor or whatever, and for somebody like myself, which there's not very many that probably had the time to actually, be forewarned about certain things, and so that's why I have to kind of look over.
Hold pattern, please. Hold on a second till he unfreezes.
Yeah, I'm not going to say look over, but consider or take things into consideration as far as what it took, as far as their journey was concerned. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them towards the end seem to get it right, and I'm not making excuses for anybody, but I think, for the most part, I know a lot of these guys, man, they only know one thing or one path, for so long. And then it takes for them to be kind of like out of the spotlight and just go home and try to live a regular life, even though a lot of them can't even do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think okay, if you're gonna do something, anything, any job, any kind of venture that you have, do it fucking well. And when you're in that business, if they, like Hogan says, and I believe it, if you want to be the best and make it as believable as possible, you can't always jump out of character just because the camera's
Right.
on, just because you ain't at the ring, just because you ain't at the stadium. The people that kept it going in their life, that just kept living it, it was just it. The people were late to them, and it was just a seamless thing that you weren't portraying. So like I could see myself, like any of us, like I could see myself just delving into it hardcore and never leaving it, and there's a price to pay with that.
Right. And that's the part that they don't realize going into it, is the price. You know what I'm saying? They don't know the consequences as well as the success. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody talks about that part until it's too late. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because when you get focused, man, you just go and you hit it. Let's see.
Let me answer Curtis Schultz real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my second channel is entitled BSH Live in all caps.
It's kind of hard to find. I don't even know if I could find it, bro.
Yeah, being there's no content on it right now, and also Curtis, my main channel is Big Stan's Man Cave.
Let me go ahead and throw that in the chat. But later on, like tomorrow, I'll actually make cards, Curtis, and you can actually go in the beginning of the video and just actually click it into all of our channels. But I will find it now and put it in the chat. So give me just a second.
Oh, and while we're doing that, has anybody had any luck trying to catch up with Wild Card by any chance? Has anybody had any luck?
I sent a message. I sent a message a little bit ago.
Anybody in the chat?
Hit them up,
Anything on
man.
the wild card.
Okay, here we go. Copy. All right, here's going to be the link to Big Stan's channel. Curtis, go ahead and check that out right down there.
You know, also, while I'm thinking about it, on the Big Stan's Man Cave channel, I'm going to be adding new content hopefully later this week. I'm going to start doing some different things on there. If I hadn't already mentioned it previously, I'm going to start visiting some of my closest friends, getting some footage from their man caves and homes, you know, where they collect and do different things, you know, as far as their cars and model cars, action figure collections, or video game rooms, whatever, you know, home theaters or whatever. It'll be coming up hopefully by the summer. Also, I'm going to start adding like lawn service, equipment reviews, of course, action figures and things like that. Once I finish getting the actual man cave updated and everything, and my model car videos will be back for anybody that's interested in model cars.
Yeah, like I've said before, and I'll say it in every one of these, I do what I want. I don't stick to no narrative, no shtick. Whatever I enjoy, if everybody else enjoys it, they can come along with me. Life is about doing what you want, not sticking to one damn thing because the fucking algorithm tells you to.
Exactly.
So live life, enjoy, fuck the dumb shit. Now, that kind of basically covers the show. I mean, you got some fillers in there and whatnot, but if anybody got any questions for us.
Okay. Looks like Marcos is heading out. Peace out, Marcos. I'll be getting back with you, brother.
Yes. Hey, if y'all don't know who Marcos is, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description for the people who watch this later on. So a lot of great people. Cato's Collection, McDJ CDC, Curtis Schultz.
Curtis Schultz wants to know what state I'm in. I'm in Arkansas, brother. I'm in the great state of Arkansas. I'm just right next door to Texas, though. I was actually born in Texas, but I've been in Arkansas my entire life. Although I've been all over, I somehow seem to end up right back in Arkansas when it's all said and done, baby. But it is what it is. I make the best of it. You know what I'm saying?
Razorback.
All the way, baby. Even when I was in high school, I was a Razorback. My high school alma mater is actually Razorbacks.
Well, it's hilarious because, shameless plug time, you wrestle for what, Big Stan?
Southwest Pro Wrestling, baby.
What states does that encompass?
It encompasses Arkansas and Texas mainly, but it also covers Louisiana and Oklahoma.
Yeah. So when you come to the Big Stan Impact show with the wild card, as long as he's alive still, don't know what's going on with him. He likes to party, so I'm sure he got in a little bit over his head. But when you come in here, you're going to get Arkansas, you're going to get Texas, and you're going to get Oklahoma represented. So, yeah. Oh, like Big Stan says, if I could hear it in the chat.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to cover the episode. Is there any more, are there other things you want to talk about with Macho Man, or does that cover it with you?
No, I mean, his run in professional wrestling, it is one of those that speaks for itself at this point. He was definitely, Macho Man was definitely one of those personas in wrestling that I gravitated towards, when I first caught wind of his interviews. You know what I'm saying? That's what got me. That's what sold me. But, again, he was polarizing in the beginning. Later on, he became one of those, well-respected names in the business for the body of work that he had put in. I don't know too many of these names that we're covering. It doesn't run into some sort of area of controversy one way or another, you know. But if I have to speak from just a business standpoint, Macho Man was definitely one of the most successful names in the business. You know, uh, do I condone a lot of his personal decisions? Of course not. But nobody, you know, nobody I feel like has done everything right their entire life. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not making any excuses, you know, but I'm hoping that, and from what I've heard over the years, he did do his best to try to get it right, try to make things right with people that are around him. So, you know, all respect due to the Macho Man for again his body of work in the professional wrestling business.
Yeah. He's not one of my favorite wrestlers. I really, when I was a kid, I didn't really like it. It just kind of turned me off. I don't want to get into a whole lot of that, but just certain things when I was growing up, and I kind of seen that, you know, even though it may have been a persona, they talked about maybe how it was actually going on in real life, how he was treating Elizabeth. And like Big Stan said, we all have made mistakes. We have all made wrong decisions. Doesn't mean we're bad people. Okay. Just as I don't like your particular style of wrestling, doesn't mean you ain't a good wrestler. Okay.
Right.
My personal preference does not speak for everyone, and it's not meant to. Okay. So even though he's not one of those guys for me, he still gets enough respect for the work he did in the business, you know, to be who he was, to get his name out there, you know, get snap into a Slim Jim, you know. You know, as a kid, that was iconic.
Let's not forget his role as Bonesaw in the Spider-Man movie. What was that, back in 2003, maybe 2002,
Yep,
2003?
around there. Yep.
Bonesaw is ready.
I got 3 minutes with you.
Yeah, man.
But you know, it is good to be hanging out with everybody. And next week we'll be covering a good one. Booker T.
Yeah,
Dude.
buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, Big Stan, before there was this, you can't see me, there was this.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Believe
yeah.
that. Believe
Believe
that. Five time WCW
it.
champion.
So put some respect on everybody's name. All right. Just because we disagree doesn't mean we can't be respectful to each other. Enjoy life. And with that being said, Stan, you want to send them out, bro?
As always, from the man cave to the 3 live stream, everybody do your best to be your best. Until the next time, y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know what to do. Pack Daddy, get us out of here.
It's
Yeah.
time. It's time to get the eat.